I never thought I would find myself making a video like this, but it appears that I have no choice but to address this subject. First of all, to those that defended my family against what William was doing, saying that, it was going too far, I appreciate what you guys did. Even though I know you guys hate my guts, the fact that y'all stood up for my family that have passed away, saying that what William was doing was going too far, I appreciate you guys for that. And you guys are right. He is going too far. So, William, I'm going to make this short and sweet and to the fucking point. Okay? What you're doing is going too fucking far. I understand that you hate me for whatever fucking reason. Like, I get that, you hate me for whatever reason. And quite frankly, I don't care what your reason is.
Oh boy, so Chance has been back on the internet for quite a while now. I mean, he never really left. You'll hear Cyraxx talk about how he hasn't been on the internet for months, and it's just total baloney. It's just not true whatsoever. This guy posts at least once a day, or at least once every other day, sometimes multiple times a day if you catch him. But however, he's gonna claim that he was gone for months, 2 months, 1 month, maybe even 3. He makes up these numbers. I'm not sure where he grabs them from, but Chance has been asking for help a lot as of recently because he's not been doing well. And you heard in that first little clip there that he was angry at William Gloryhill about something he said on YouTube, and the context behind that is that William was talking about a gravestone belonging to Cyraxx's uncle, and Cyraxx was not super happy about it and later realized that the whole thing was photoshopped and wasn't true, but he was making all these threats against William, saying that he was going to take him to court and that William was going to be done for, that this was the final straw that broke the camel's back. And obviously these threats never really lead to anywhere. Chance is often going to make these claims about how he's going to get his trolls, how he's going to get his people and go after them. However, he doesn't have the income to hire a lawyer, and he doesn't really have any friends in high places that could do that. So whenever it comes down to it, Chance is just yelling into the wind once again. He says a lot about his uncle throughout this video, and I don't know if any of what he says is true. I highly doubt it because Cyraxx is a horrible narrator. You can't rely on him for anything. It's just not something Chance is known to be doing, is being reliable and honest and correct about things. Even if he does believe something, that doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that he believes in it. But I digress. Let's move on.
The fact that you can sit there and say and do the shit that you did to my dead relatives' graves is wrong. Like I said, I understand that you have a hatred for me, and that's fine. I don't care about your fucking hatred towards me. That's not what this is about. This is about you hiring people to desecrate my dead relatives' gravestones. Okay? The fact that you went out of your way, even after several people told you to leave it alone and move on, what did you do? You continued to desecrate my family's gravestones. And I'm telling you right now, William, you're going too far with this shit, man. You need to grow up and move on. And what I'm saying is not wrong in any way. I am telling you the reality of everything that you are doing. Because there are several trolls that don't like me, that hate my guts, that say that you are going too far, and they're right, you are going too far.
Now, I'm not sure where this idea came into his head, but he believes that William Gloryhill hired somebody to desecrate his family's gravestone. In which, why? Why would William do that? What motivation would he have to do a crime like that? Like, that's a serious felony, so Chance didn't really think about that one. Like, Chance, people are willing to mess with you to a certain degree. Desecrating a tombstone is not to that degree, okay? People have done a lot of things to you. Sent concrete to your home, dropped paint cans on your house, all kinds of stuff. But that's one of the things that everybody kind of knows is too far. That's a serious felony. that's the deceased, and the dead can't really defend themselves, and to desecrate a tombstone is just morally wrong. I'm sure that everybody can say, hey, you know, that's really messed up. However, Chance is not able to empathize or understand the motivations of other people, so this is just a given. But he believes that he's this important that people are willing to commit felonies against him just to get back at him and get him to rage out. You know, people want Cyraxx to rage out, but I don't believe they're gonna go as far as felonies to do so.
My dead relatives are my dead relatives. If you have an issue with me, don't get my fucking family involved. Don't get my fucking friends involved. Oh wait, I forgot. You're not a man. What you're doing is fucked up. And like I said, William, I don't know what your obsession is with me, and quite frankly, I don't fucking care. Okay? I don't care what you have to say. I don't care about what you think of me, about what the trolls think of me. Why do you think I don't read this shit? Because I don't fucking care. But when you desecrate my family's gravestones, do you not realize that that's a serious offense? That is a Class B felony, punishable by 10 years in prison on top of a $20,000 fine, dude. What you're doing is putting someone's life in fucking danger. They're gonna end up arrested because of you. And you know what's sad about this shit, William? The reason why I know you're going too far is this. I have all the screenshots. I have all the screenshot evidence to prove that you're the one that hired these motherfuckers to go after my family's gravestones. It all leaks back to you, William. And when those people are in the jail cell, or they're in the interview room, and they're being interviewed by the police, you don't think they're not going to mention your name to keep them from doing more time? You're wrong. They will speak your name.
He's talking like he's encountering a GTA character that did a heist against him or something. However, with people that do heists, you know, I feel like William would understand that, hey, if I'm hiring this person and this person is gonna do something for me, I'd rather them not know my real name and who I am. And so that just would make his entire point just invalid, okay? If the person William hired doesn't know who William is, then that just is not an option, okay? And that would not be a surprise. That's a very, I would think that's a very common safety mechanism between criminals, you know? But Chance, you don't understand that this is not a criminal thing that's going on here, okay? In fact, I don't even know why he thought William desecrated it personally, because William didn't even say that he did. He just made the post saying that, hey, this is what it looks like, this doesn't look bad, Chance, take care of your gravestones. That's how I interpreted it, but Chance interpreted it as, oh, he destroyed my mother's gravestone, he's gotta pay for that, you know, or whatever. And it's just all preposterous.
Like I said, William, I have all the evidence here on my phone, both video and photo, on my phone. And if the cops want to see it, I will personally hand them my phone and show them the evidence. I don't like talking about shit like this, but goddammit, when you fucking desecrate my family's gravestones, I have a serious issue with that motherfucker. You sitting there doing what you're doing is gonna be your downfall, William. And honestly, I think a lot of these trolls agree with me when I say this. You think the war's not over, but it is. It's over for me. It's over for me because I choose for it to be over. I walked away from you and the troll community 3 months ago. And I intend to stay away from you motherfuckers. You think I care what anybody says about me on the internet? I don't give a flying fuck, dude. I don't read about it, I don't watch it, I don't pay attention to it. Because I'm too busy living in the real world while you're off living off in fucking fantasy land. You're too fucking worried about your own obsession with me.
Really strange for Cyraxx to be telling someone else that they live in Fantasyland. Meanwhile, he is literally living vacation 24/7. The guy doesn't work. He never has worked in his entire life. Some people have had at least one job in their life, you know, but Chance has never even had one. With Chris Chan, he was working, I believe, at Wendy's. I think Cobra was also working at Wendy's. And Cobra actually did something with himself. Cobra did some wild things with some staves and staves and stuff like that. He loved doing that. But Cyraxx doesn't really do anything. He just screams into the microphone and never really has worked on a single skill. Like, I don't even think he could make a Sonichu medallion, which he has one of those, but he didn't make it. Somebody else bought it for him. But even compared to other lolcows, he doesn't really have any skills in anything. However, he does get angrier as he speaks on William, and he just has a lot to say about the guy. He did a 1-hour stream about William Glory Hole. He is extremely ticked off, and he's willing to go back to war against his trolls again.
It's one thing to make videos about me, bashing on me. I don't give a fuck about any of that. You can post about me, you can talk all the shit you want. I don't fucking care about that. But when you desecrate a dead family member's grave, that's going too far. Like, dude, I would never do that to you. If you had dead relatives, I wouldn't go and fuck with their gravestones. I would leave your dead family members be. I wouldn't fuck with your dead family members. I would leave them alone. But you want to get my family involved. You want to get my friends involved. You want to go after my dead relatives. Well, guess what, tough guy? Your luck just ran out. Because the minute that the police asked for these photos and these videos and the conversations of you talking about this shit amongst other people, which I will be also getting here very, very soon, thanks to a very good friend of mine, I will then hand everything over to the police and the FBI and detectives or whoever wants it, and I will then give them everything showing that the vandalism and the desecration of the graves leads right back to you, William. So congratulations, William. You just started your own downfall.
So this one's very wild because Cyraxx is talking about how he's going to show everything to the FBI, that he's going to show everything to the police. And later this day or next day, he complains about the police. It's one wild thing. He flip-flops like a leaf. And you're going to be hearing him very soon talking about how much he despises the FBI, and he believes that the FBI is a state-issued thing. So he believes that there's the Akron FBI department or something along those lines. I don't know where he got this idea from, but Cyraxx really doesn't know anything about anything. This guy is as ignorant as they come. I mean, I remember him saying that the minimum wage was about $4 or like $3.25 or something like that. He doesn't know anything. So it's no surprise to hear Chance talking about how the FBI and police are going to do all this when they actually can't. They've told Chance they can't do anything about this internet nonsense, that they can't go over state lines to go and get somebody. They can't go over there and arrest somebody in a different state.
I need help shutting down William Gloryhole. And if you don't know who William Gloryhole is, he's the one that's been harassing me and my family since Music Biz Marty, aka Nicholas Beagler, had died. He's been the one harassing my family relentlessly. You see, about a month ago, well, going on 2 months as of today, I left the troll world behind. I began to ignore them. I went ghost. I didn't post anything, I didn't do anything until I felt that it was safe. And after about a month and a half of them not posting anything, I decided to pick back up a few of my hobbies, such as doing vlogs documenting my day-to-day life, working on music, artwork, all that stuff, and just really getting back to living a normal life. But this guy, William Gloryhole, he's created basically a cult, a terrorist group, if you will, to go after me and my family. And no matter who I turn to, whether it's Akron PD, whether it's Akron detectives, or whether it's Akron FBI's agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, aka the FBI agency, no one will help me and my family, and we don't understand why. All I'm doing is minding my business. I'm not fucking bothering anybody. I'm not screwing with anyone. I'm not doing anything that I fucking shouldn't. And even though it's taking everything in me to not break down into fucking tears and to stay and keep a calm demeanor. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrified of William. Not in the sense of, am I terrified of him in real life? No. But what he's done is ruining my life. And what he is continuing to do is ruining my life.
So there's a lot to unpack here with him claiming that he hasn't been doing anything and he hasn't been doing anything wrong against anybody, and that's just blatantly untrue. That video that you just saw there was made on the 1st, and about 3 days ago he was arguing with some buddy trolls, and maybe earlier that week he was arguing with Moon, that catfish that said that she was 17 years old, and Cyraxx got really upset about that and went on a little tangent about age of consent and how it's 16 in Ohio or something, and just like, he doesn't understand that these are immoral things. Okay, you as a almost 35-year-old, he turns 35 this month, shouldn't be doing that. Okay, it's creepy, it's weird, it's not cool. Even if it's legal, that doesn't mean it's moral. Everybody's gonna be upset with you about that, and rightfully so. However, you have never stopped talking about William Gloryhole. You can never keep the trolls out of your mouth, Chance. However, in this next clip you're about to watch, you're gonna hear Cyraxx say that he won't be hired by a lawyer. He's complaining that he can't get a lawyer to legally go after William Gloryhole, in which even if you did have a lawyer, there's not much you can really do about this. You'd probably have to go to YouTube directly with your lawyer. I'm not sure how all that legal paperwork or whatever would go, but regardless, it would be very unlikely from my point of view that a lawyer would be able to fix your problems, Chance, because this goes beyond the internet and the trolls and what's going on with them. It's also going on with you. I mean, you don't take care of yourself. It's just clear as day.
And I don't know what to do to stop it. I just got word from my little brother Ethan that no lawyer will fucking hire me because I don't know. They say they're not equipped, but a pro bono lawyer is all I can afford. I can't afford an actual paid lawyer. I don't have the money to retain a lawyer to go after William like I would like to. I would love to legally go after William and shut him down to where he cannot do this to me or anyone else ever again. And I don't know what to do because law enforcement won't step in no matter what. It don't matter whether it's FBI, detectives, local law enforcement. Me and my family have contacted local law enforcement, detectives, and FBI agencies over 113 times within the last 5 years. But yet, we get nothing. I'm at the point where I don't know what to do anymore. I genuinely don't know, which is why I need fucking help. I've done everything I can on my end. I need supporters and people that are willing to step up and help me. I need help. This isn't just some dude on the fucking internet, no. This is affecting my very real life and my fucking family. This is affecting my life, my career, my job, everything that I've worked so hard to fucking build over the last 10 to 12 years is now being ruined because of William Gloryhole being allowed to get away with this fucking shit.
So Chance is saying here that he wants somebody else to take up the mantle and handle William Gloryhole, and there are several reasons why that is never going to happen. Number one, it's not worth it. Okay, going after William Gloryhole is a very big lost cause. People have tried that before and it never really worked. There have been multiple people who have tried to stand up for you, Chance, and genuinely meant to do so. They genuinely were trying to tell off the trolls, and that didn't work out for them. They ended up getting doxxed, they ended up losing a job, they ended up regretting it very, very quickly. That's typically what happens with people who assist you and or help you. And there are very often warnings around that. People always talk about don't help Chance, don't send anything to him. And they're correct in saying that because Chance doesn't really deserve any of this stuff that he's getting. He's received a few different gifts over the years, such as the Chromebook that he currently has. That's his main access to the internet and video games at large. He's still playing Fortnite, he's still playing games on his Chromebook, and quite frankly, it's not very great. His gameplay videos are very boring. They're not interesting. I'm not going to go over them, but he is still playing video games and enjoying himself. And that comes to the next reason on why nobody's willing to help Chance, and that is his character. He's displayed himself as a very hostile man. He's often trying to pick fights with people. He's destructive. He's not very efficient into accomplishing literally anything. I've never seen this guy genuinely accomplish anything in his time on the internet, and I've seen this guy for a few years now. He has never changed. He has always been the same. And so those are just a few different reasons to not help Chance, and I don't think I gotta tell you to not help Chance, but don't help Chance. He genuinely does not mean well. He's not gonna assist you in anything. He's not your actual friend. To him, you're a pawn in this big game, and he's gonna try to take advantage of that, and take advantage he will attempt.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Danny Brown. I don't give a fuck about him. He's nothing to me. He is below me. He ain't shit. I do more numbers in one fucking week than he does in a whole year. And you can tell him I fucking said that. Cause right now, I don't give a shit, Danny Brown. I don't care. I'm not worried about him. I walked away from it. I've not mentioned it. I've not posted about it. I've not done anything on it since I left. Because I wanted a better life for my fucking self. And that's all I want, is a better life for myself. And the fact that law enforcement on any branch is not doing anything, I don't understand why. I don't understand why law enforcement will not step in when there's clear fucking crimes being fucking committed. I don't fucking understand it. And yeah, I'll admit, I call that Akron PD. I called out Akron detectives, and I called out the Akron FBI unit. Why? Because all three of them fucking deserve it. They all three know what's going on, and they won't do shit to help. Leading me to take matters into my own hands. And I'm tired of it. I don't want this war. I want it to stop. I want William to fucking stop. I have been sick.
So Chance is talking about how the law enforcement units in Akron won't help him out, and he just doesn't understand that they have told him what to do on numerous occasions. They told him, hey, you gotta get off the internet, you gotta stop doing all this crazy stuff. Like, there's so many videos about him on the internet, and some of the cops have even talked about how they've seen these videos, and I don't know how aware they are of Chance's presence, but they're likely very much aware. So Chance, if they do know that you're causing all these issues and telling you, hey, these are your issues, you need to fix this, stop doing all this weird stuff on the internet, and then you don't listen to them, why are you surprised when they're irritated with you and they're more unwilling to help you? I mean, they're sick and tired of you, Chance. It's all about you. You don't understand that they cannot do anything. And then on top of that, he calls out Danny Brown randomly. I guess somebody is in his chat talking about Danny Brown. He really hates Danny Brown. That's a character that we haven't heard about in a minute. Danny Brown has not really talked about Cyraxx in a fat minute, so I don't know. Maybe they might be beef against him again. I have no idea. However, he continues to bite the hand that tries to feed him advice. The Akron PD have been to his home probably over 200 times at this point. He says 113 times, but it's likely been over 200 because there have been numerous different police that have been to that house. And they all tell him the same thing, get off the internet, and he never listens.
For the last 6 years, since William has started this shit, I have been physically sick. Day in and day out, sleeping all day, barely eating, not really doing too much. And when I am up, I am literally fighting, puking almost every day. I am depressed every day, not able to fight, not able to do anything. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these fucking people being allowed to get away with this shit. Being allowed to make false reports on me that aren't fucking true. Being allowed to slander and ruin my fucking name. Being allowed with no fucking repercussions. I've tried leaving the internet, and guess what? It doesn't fucking work! It doesn't! I've tried! Several times I've tried! They go after my friends, go after my family. I put a VPN, they get around it. I leave the internet, they do shit to my family in real life. Go after my family members, go after my friends. And I am fucking sick of it. These people have committed real fucking crimes, but yet no one's doing a damn thing. I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This group is a fucking group of terrorists that no one's willing to step up and try to do something about. I don't understand it. I don't. I need and I want help. I want help to shut these guys down so bad, but I don't know who to turn to. You know, if Akron PD and the other two branches of law enforcement would have stepped in to help my family when we begged for help, none of this shit would be going on. None of it.
Now, there's a lot to go over with this clip. I mean, this is like 2 minutes of him screaming about how sick he is and tired, and then he talks about the police. But Chance, to talk about your illness and sickness, if you are puking and you are having health problems, you go to the hospital, you go to your doctor, dude. That's the proper way that you go about this. You don't just let yourself rot away in your bedroom and continue to get more and more sick, which you're clearly doing right now. But about the police are not capable of going to someone and arresting them for mean things they say on the internet. If they do something like that, then they're not a police officer anymore. They get fired, they're done for. At least that's how it should go. Their career should be completely over. And they're not willing to sacrifice their career so then you don't get trolled on the internet, Chance. That's not how this works. That's not how it works for anybody. And then on top of that, they have tried to help you numerous occasions.
None of this shit would be going on if Akron PD, Akron detectives, and Akron's FBI unit, if they would have stepped in to stop these people when my family begged over 113 times for fucking help. None of this would be happening. My family has begged and begged and begged for help, but yet nothing gets done, and I'm tired of it. I am seriously fucking tired of it. I want to do good. I want to get better, which is what I'm trying to work on doing. I need anybody's help out there that is willing to help shut down William Glorio and them. I need help. I need help shutting them down legally. Or making it, or someone who can make it to where these people cannot fuck with me ever again. I need fucking help. Because obviously ignoring it's not working. If anything, these people are getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know what to do to stop it. I don't know.
And just like that, Cyraxx makes himself out to be this person who has no ability to adapt to any situation whatsoever. Chance has continued to not help himself and instead demands other people to help him. He likely wants other people to buy him a new Xbox or a new PlayStation or a computer or some kind of console that he would really like. But let's hope that never comes to fruition. Because Chance doesn't need an Xbox, he doesn't need a computer, he doesn't need anything like that. So let me go ahead and do my shoutouts. Now I'd like to shout out Nico Suave, Only Wise Hermit, Jolanda, Not a Lizard Man Honest, Dwight Perlaps, Tubby Thunder 43, Trixie Bella, Jeff of David Clan, Okie Doll, Dreadhead David 420, Halloween Nerd, Slappy, Wild River Gaming, Madam Gooseberry, Oso David Grunga, Jason Cruel, Dalaray, Finn and Aaron, Depressed Rabbit, Brett VT, Zerl Champion of First Claw, Oversoul, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve's Creepy Van, Evan Reed, Curse Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Tannis Finest, Roboto-san, Baka no Sensei, Mochi Cakes, Matt 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all's memberships. I'm sorry for being gone for so long. I've been sick, and now I got my treatment back, so everything's cool. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.